Hey, Shalom. Double honors to the apostles of GMS, honest Jew brothers that be pushing this truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. It's going to be pretty much a news update of what's going on out there in the Middle East and with Russia and with the CIA operatives that work underneath the name of ISIS. Excuse me. All right, and pretty much as the title tells you, man, they're saying that the Russian general out there orders U.S. out of Syrian airspace, warning we're on the brink of World War III. What that meaning to say, when they rolled up into there in Russia, this is into Syria rather more. This is Russia, right? When they rolled up into there, they set up a so-called no-fly zone. Okay, and should America bring that no-fly zone, you can bet what's gonna happen, man. And that's why the article, the title of the article says we're on the brink of World War III. All right, so I'm gonna read a few bits out of this. I'm gonna read a bit of it. I'm not gonna take too long. You know, you can find these articles out here for yourself. All right, but because of the veracity of the article, I decided to do a video on it. All right, as I hope to do in the future, but hopefully for not too long, because we're hoping this thing pops off. You know. All right, so it says Russian general orders USA out of Syrian airspace. It says alliance is broken. Alliances that were never genuine. A coalition invalid. Right, World War Three. Right, World War Three is on the edge. All right, and if I expound upon that point, that's talking about the so-called coalition or the alliances that were made between the United States, NATO, and Russia. You know, they was gonna fight the so-called ISIS, but Russia's been saying for the longest that ISIS is nothing but the creation of the CIA, man. All right, so they know that they were them people weren't real, man. All right, so it says surprise. Russia orders U.S. airplanes out of Syrian airspace as it begins airstrikes on anti-Assad rebels, not ISIS. All right, it says and that basically says the same point I'm saying there, right? All right, anti-Assad rebels, which is what the CIA set up, and ISIS is a non-existent entity in that the CIA set up those so-called rebels and they've just got out of control, man. All right, and it says Washington, all right, Russian aircraft carried out a bombing attack against Syrian opposition fighters on Wednesday, including at least one group of trained CIA. This is on the internet, man. All right, eliciting angry protests from American officials and plunging the complex sectarian war, right? They're into dangerous new territories. It says Russia's entry into the Syrian conflict foreshadowed by a rapid military buildup in the past 3 weeks at an airbase in Latakia, right? Syria makes the possibility of a political settlement in Syria more difficult and creates a new risk and inadvertent right, incidents between America and Russian warplanes flying in the same area. All right, so that's the same statements I've been making from in the previous. All right, they've just put more, more fancy words to it, man. All right, it says, and it adds a powerful but unpredictable combat to a civil war that has already resulted in hundreds of lives, hundreds of thousands of deaths, and a flood of refugees. All right, and it says President Vladimir Putin, all right, of Russia's justified Vladimir V. Putin of Russia justified his country's entry into the conflict by saying that Russia was acting preventatively, rather more, to fight and destroy militants and terrorists on the territories that are that they already occupied, not wait for them to come to our house. So they was basically saying that it was like he says, man, preventative, all right. Because Russia intensifying Syria airstrike. Russia is intensifying its airstrikes in Syria, all right, which it says have considerably reduced the combat potential of militants. Russia Air Force began strikes in Syria on Wednesday. In the past 24 hours, 20 flights targeting 10 ISIS positions in Idlib province, and the Russian Defense Ministry announced in a statement on Sunday. So since 2011, Syria has been torn apart by a brutal civil war, right? That has been the rise of extreme terrorist group, including ISIS. All right, and it goes on and goes on, but the point, all right, the point to take from this, man. All right, they've got it to where now you got a so-called no-fly zone, which man, that's gonna lead to, that could lead into anything, man. All right, that's got endless possibilities that you can get out of that Syria thing, man. All right, there's endless possibilities of which I read an article just the other day, and they were saying that the Iranian government is involved in so-called taking down ISIS and so on and so forth. So you got all kind of parties up in there, man. All kind of different people with different intentions in there, and the most I could just set this thing off, man. You already got it to where these so-called alternative media streams is predicting so. So hey, it's not too far-fetched, man. It's not too far-fetched. Like I said, I was gonna keep that real short, real sweet. All right. Hopefully that was of edification. To help. With this word and all of that, man. All right. With that, I'm gonna say double honors to the apostles of GMS, honest you brothers that be pushing this truth in sincerity. Shalom.